Hi guys, a little while ago I put a post on Facebook of me keel guards from Hobie Outback. I got asked to do a video. Here's the video of how I made them. Hopefully you'll like it. Here we go. Coming up now. Cheers. Okay, so this is a video on how I made the keel guards from Hobie Outback. And primarily it's just to protect the two ends, the high impact areas from wear and tear. I mean, we always pick up like this odd marks launching, but I was getting one or two from coming up onto the beach, and also where I load it off the car, it comes down on the end. So we have here the material which we're going to make it from, and this is, sorry that's upside down, but that's Flowplast mini shed guttering. So 76mm guttering, smooth on the inner edge, which is quite important because there is a ridged version that you can get from some manufacturers, but the brand isn't so essential. Got some gloves really just to stop me burning my hands, a pair of scissors to trim the tape, a hot air gun, and obviously you need something to cut the guttering to the length, so I should use a jigsaw or chop saw for that. Okay, so first of all we're just going to cut it off at the length that we think we're going to need. So that's going to be my longer one, that'll be for the front, and then I'll do a slightly shorter piece, something like that, for the back of the kayak. Now this was only like £6, so it's probably enough to do 3 kayaks in this manner on that £6 length. So that is kind of just what I've gone for. Okay, so we're going to put the gloves on and we're going to heat up this. Get it nice and warm. We've got the heat gun turned up high here. Hopefully you can hear me over that. The idea is we want this quite floppy. And just get that heat all the way through it, turning it backwards and forwards. You can sort of tease it and feel how pliable it's becoming. And it doesn't take long. And once you think you've got something you can work with, we're just going to pick that up, chuck that on the back of the kayak. We're going to form a shape just by holding it. And what we'll start to do is let that cool. You can wet your hands if you need to, but as it cools you're going to start to form a shape. As you can see, that's already fitting reasonably nicely there. Okay, you see that's forming the taper shape. So this end now is all I'm going to work with. Same again, just a bit more effort in terms of curling that round now to protect that, like make it an end cap as it were. And again I'm just going to hold that till it starts to cool down and go firm. Right, and I appreciate it's a bit wrinkly here, but we can trim that off around there to get rid of some of this excess, and we'll okay, so make sure you put some goggles on. While I'm at it, just going to round these ends off. And we're going to warm this up the last time. So we can trim this up in a minute and just do the edges a little bit tighter. I'd say this back one's the main one for me because it's where I lower it onto when I take it off the roof of the car. And again, the same thing. Of course, you could theoretically put a long strip all the way along, I suppose, if you wanted to. I'll just, as you see, I'm pulling that down with my hands and my gloves, holding that in there just to try and mould the shape. She's starting to look pretty neat there, guys. I hope you agree. Okay, so that's pretty much the basic shape there. Now all I'm going to do is just, with a bit of sandpaper, just round these little sharp bits off, tidy it up. Of course, you could use a file for this, or you know, a lot of power tools, but just I think this is a bit of 120 grit paper. Again, with the corners. Doesn't take long. Something like that. Just get it. I mean, you can spend ages doing it, or you know, just a couple of minutes. But you can't there. Almost completely formed. So I might heat that up one more time and just get the two little wrinkles out there. For this, we're going to use like a solvent-based cleaner. I'm using brake cleaner because I'm from the motor trade, but I suspect white spirit, anything with a bit of kitchen cloth or something like that. Okay, so once these are clean and you're happy that they're clean, we get the double-sided tape. We'll just go from one side to the other. And we're just going to trim off the excess at this stage. Make sure we've got no air bubbles and gaps. And we lay another piece along. Alongside it. filled the inside with the tape. We're just going to trim it off around the edges. I'm just going to use a blade for that. Okay, once you've trimmed it off around the edges, it's almost ready for installation. Okay, so we've peeled the tape off and we're ready to go. To just give it maximum chance of adhering, we're going to heat it up, put it on warm. Okay, when it's just hot to the touch, so it's hot to the touch now, if I didn't hear that with the blower going. Just going to line it up, push it on, give it a good firm push to make sure the tape's in contact with it all round. There you go. So that's the back one sort of done really. It's on there, you know, it's going to last a lot longer than gaffer tape. I'm not saying it's indestructible, you know, there is a chance that, you know, you could rip them off, but it's quite secure. And as I say, it's cost me about £6 and about 15 minutes to do that one. And whilst I was charging up the phone, I did the front one. So literally, you know, half hour. I've done both of them for just over £6. I'm pretty pleased with that. Hopefully, it might interest somebody. Well, hi guys, so hopefully that was of use to some of you out there, and you know, you can perhaps think about doing that yourself. I mean, it's half the fun of kayaking for me is playing with my kayak and coming out of my man cave and doing these little bits and pieces. So I think it's going to take me longer to edit the video than it is to actually make these things. So again, hopefully it's of use. If you like, please subscribe. Not fussed either way really, but it's up to you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.